friends, Sabrina Barella here with your Freedom Track. So this video I just had to make after watching for like the 6th time the movie Hacksaw Ridge. This movie so touched my heart, and I can see now, I find myself, although I've always loved movies and when I watch movies, I'm always looking for a lesson. Now, being an entrepreneur, I'm seeing all different lessons in all these movies that I'm watching. So, in this movie, if you have not seen Hacksaw Ridge, it is the story, it centers around the life of a combat medic from World War II named Desmond Doss. And after he goes through training, now Desmond is actually a pacifist, and he fights the military in his training the whole way through because he doesn't believe in carrying a firearm. So he gets through that, he sticks to his guns, he does what he believes in, but he still fights and he does not give up. And then they go into battle, and they get into the Battle of Okinawa. It was a hellfire is what it was. Most of the men that did get out, they got back down the cliff. But Desmond, as the combat medic, he stayed. He stayed all night, and at the end of the night or in the morning, he had saved 75 of his brothers at arms. And these were men that were injured that could not get back off the cliff themselves. So he would go from the cliff where he was, tying people up. He tied people up with a rope, and he lowered them down the cliff to the guys that were below. And he did this 75 times. They actually show an interview with Desmond later in life, and they show him, he's talking about how did he get 75 people off that cliff. And what he said is, every time that he got one person down, he would say, "Please, Lord, help me get one more. Please help me get one more." And every time he would go out, "Please let me get one more." He would go out, he would come back with another one, until 75 men that would have died up on that cliff were saved and brought down to be treated. So how I look at this movie, how I look at this man's incredible determination, his honor, his integrity, everything that he put in, the love that he had, and the loyalty that he had towards the men that he served with, that made him keep going back out into the fight with bullets flying over his head. He was risking his life every single time he went out there, but he kept doing it. And what he did, when you think about the saying, the "please help me get one more," what that is mental toughness. That goes back to any task. Now, this was war, and this is huge, and I am not making light of the situation. But what I would suggest to you is that you can use the same technique, the same talking to yourself and boosting yourself up in order to get the results you want in any area of life. So it could mean that you want to watch Game of Thrones on TV, or you want to be playing Candy Crush on your phone, when you should be getting an email out to your list, or you should be getting some advertising copy out. You should be making a phone call and a sale to come out of it. And it's so easy to make excuses to procrastinate. But what if instead you had a saying, you came up with a trigger saying for yourself that was, okay, just one more email, one more call. I'm going to get through this. And it's a way of, pumping yourself up. You'll see athletes before they're stepping up to the plate, before they're going out on the field, and they're sitting there and they're, literally like they're pumping themselves up. And if you talk to any athlete, you'll know that a lot of it is not just the physical movement that's going on in their body, it's what they're saying in their head, and then they're getting that, the sense and the energy of that saying into their whole body. So I just want to offer that. If you haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend it. Unless you are really bad with blood and gore, it is a war movie, obviously. But it's an amazing piece of American history and an amazing man that we have a legacy of being one of us as American. And I highly recommend that. And I highly recommend that you take that lesson from Desmond Doss. And when you're out in your business, when there are times when you want to procrastinate, come up with a saying ahead of time that you can have in your head. You know, what is it? For me, it is just one more. Just one more. Okay, I'm just going to do one more thing. Get it done. And I guarantee you that the sense of accomplishment after you've done that one thing is going to be huge, because not only did you get that thing done, you also just scored a victory for yourself, a win, which is huge. So I offer that to you today. If you'd like to connect with me, please go to my website, www.yourfreedomtrack.com. I would love to answer questions. I would love to talk to you. So connect with me today. Again, my name is Sabrina Barella, and I am here to help.